Okay, so the second thing I was thinking about, the lessons I've learned was that your comfort zone does expand. And this will come with a little bit of a dose of pain because when you move out of your comfort zone, it's uncomfortable. It's really, really uncomfortable because if you can feel lost. Like imagine you trying to do like little things you're not good at, and you have to go through this learning process, this learning curve until you master that thing, and then it becomes easy and you're like, yeah, I mastered this, and then that's your comfort zone. So I think of it like stretching something, right? And when I remember moments when I came to Korea that I felt extremely out of place and I thought I'll never get used to it. And it caused me, I don't know, really bad feelings. Like, I'm never going to get used to this place. It's really hard. How am I going to make friends? How am I going to learn this language? Everything. So it just, in my case, it was a bit extreme. Just like moving somewhere you don't know anything about the language and stuff, and trying to live a regular life is expanding your comfort zone in a very extreme way, I would say. But what I learned is that we are very resilient beings, us as humans, and we learn a lot. So I think one experience that, just like telling a short story, is just that I remember when I first arrived, one day I wasn't living in Seoul, I was living in Cheonan, that is about an hour from Seoul, and I was on the bus, intercity bus, on the way back to Cheonan from Seoul. And my friends, we were just like hanging out during the weekend, but the bus was full. They had to take another one, and I went alone on the next one. And I kind of fell asleep, just because it's a while. And then when I woke up, I was really like disoriented. I didn't know where I was, what was happening. And then I looked around like, I don't know anyone here. And then I tried to look at the sign, like I can't read this language, like I can read, but I don't know what it means. And it felt really,
Desperating.
kind of desperating. I was like, what the hell am I doing here? That feeling of, why did I even think I could survive? But with time, it didn't happen again. But it's just like at the beginning, it can feel very, very uncomfortable. And it doesn't need to be very extreme. Like you might be, I don't know, trying to learn a new skill, and then you go to class and you feel like, oh, I suck at this. I will never be good enough, like as my colleagues or whatever. But with time, you can expand your comfort zone and you do learn things.
Yeah, I think expanding comfort zones. Well, I think we expand in so many areas of our lives. You know, as we say in Portuguese, not everything is a sea of roses.
Oh,
Right? So even though the experience is good, like moving to Asia is nice, is a good experience. It's really going outside our comfort zone because we had no idea about the language like Japanese, Korean. We had to learn. I mean, learning. I'm still learning, right? So going somewhere you cannot understand what people are saying is like super outside our comfort zone. And then, you live your entire life feeling like I have control over everything in my life, and then you drop here in Asia and suddenly you have no control over anything. Like you have to learn how to find your home, you have to learn to pay the bills,
yeah.
you have to learn to do your taxes, you have to learn to read, like what do I do if this document, huge document, all in kanji, all in Japanese, no idea. So it's really, really uncomfortable. And it's difficult to find people who really understand you. On a personal level, it's really hard to find people who are like-minded or who are open to talk to you, especially in English. And, being away from everything from the food from the family from your friends, from everything that is comfortable. You literally leave everything that is comfortable behind, even your own sense of identity. What you thought you were, you leave behind, because literally if you move somewhere else that no one knows, you can start from zero. You can be anyone, actually.
But even though you have this possibility of being anyone, usually people don't change that much because, like I was thinking, you need some type of comfort in your life. Otherwise, it's really painful. So I think you kind of hold on to the things you know, even though they might be very little. And this kind of keeps your identity together, because you cannot just like a butterfly transform all of a sudden, you still keep parts of yourself, even though you might look different to other people.
I think you do. Of course, you are the same person, but I think somehow it is very freeing. For example, some people, they may have a stereotype in their country, or they heard their entire life that they are this and that. And then when they move, they can literally get rid of those images that they had, If you were considered, super insecure, you can decide, no, from now on, I'm going to be secure myself. Maybe inside you're really insecure still, but you don't really have the outside pressure of continue to be this insecure, You don't have people reminding you that you are this or that. So I think it's easier to transform yourself somehow.
Mm-hmm.